This video was made possible by Dashlane. Make your time online faster and easier for free for 30 days by going to dashlane.com/HAI. Benjamin Franklin once famously said that only two things are certain: death and taxes. But then again, Benjamin Franklin also said stupid stuff like, a true friend is the best possession, even though we all know that the best possession is Nintendo Wii, and that admiration is the daughter of ignorance, when everyone knows that the daughter of ignorance is named Stephanie and she's a sophomore at Cornell. But it turns out that on the whole death and taxes thing, Franklin had a point. In the United States, tax collection is run by the IRS, or International Roomba Society, a group of pencil-pushing, calculator-toting, robot vacuum cleaner-loving nerds who are dead set on taking all your money and giving it to the government to spend on ridiculous nonsense like public education, roads, and healthcare. Apart from one bigly exception, the IRS is pretty darn good at their job, so if you're looking to get Uncle Sam's greedy fingers out of your wallet, you might think your best bet is some sort of nationwide catastrophe, a nuclear war, or a natural disaster, or a global pandemic that everyone basically ignores because people really want to eat at Applebee's. Not that that would ever happen. If something awful did happen though, you might think, hey, at least if the world ends, I won't have to pay taxes. But of course, you'd be dead wrong. Or maybe you'd just be dead, but either way you'd still have to pay taxes. This is the IRS's Continuity Operations Plan, a super entertaining 273-page piece of PDF literature which describes exactly how the IRS intends to start separating you from your hard-earned dollars within 12 hours of a national emergency. That's right, 12 hours. The IRS can restart tax collection in less time than it takes to watch Season 1 of Lost, and they can do it without setting up a smoke monster that's never adequately explained. The Plan for Continuity Operations, or COOP, lays out 3 tiers of functions the IRS is responsible for. In Tier 1 are the MEFs and ESAs, in Tier 2 are the BPPs, and finally in Tier 3 are the DPBs, because if there's one thing the government loves, it's unnecessary acronyms. And if there's one thing I love, it's saying acronym when something's actually an initialism because I feed on the wrath of commenters. In case you haven't spent your free time learning all the IRS's internal terminology, like I have because I'm cool, I'll break it down for you. MEFs are mission essential functions, jobs unique to the IRS that are considered vital. The IRS has 3, processing tax remittances, processing tax returns, and processing tax refunds. These are the functions that must be up and running within 12 hours. Also in Tier 1 are ESAs, essential supporting activities. Basically just things that must happen in order to support those 3 mission essential functions. Stuff like physical security, payroll, IT, and small baskets of stale granola bars because, let's be honest, it's impossible to work without them. In Tier 2 are BPPs, or Business Process Priorities, which are things the IRS considers important but are not fully essential. Stuff like taxpayer assistance, litigation of tax fraud, various compliance activities, and finally, in Tier 3 are DBPs, Deferred Business Processes, which are functions apparently so unimportant that they are listed nowhere in the book-length document. In order to achieve these goals, the IRS will, of course, need leaders. And don't worry, they've got a succession plan that's longer than, I don't know, something that's really long? We had to furlough our comparisons department after we lost our George Soros propaganda contract, okay? The tip top of the leadership pyramid is the ELT, or Executive Leadership Team. What are they leading? Well, the CCCT, of course, the Commissioner's Core COOP team, which will meet in a relocation site within 4 hours of plan implementation. As a backup, the CST, or COOP Standby Team, will head to a different safe location where they'll await instructions should the CCCT be compromised. In the meantime, they'll provide their location and contact information to the SAMC, and if there's any time left over, they'll study up on their acronyms because this is starting to get confusing even to them. If the Executive Leadership Team can't function, there's the AELT, the Alternate Executive Leadership Team, which is like the Executive Leadership Team except they cut their jeans and listen to Vampire Weekend. Now I know what you're thinking. What if the ELT and AELT both can't function? Well, don't worry because there's a failsafe. Power would be transferred to the AACLT, or Atlanta Alternative COOP Leadership Team, because Atlanta is famously immune to the apocalypse. At that point, the IRS's headquarters would functionally shift from Washington to the IRS Atlanta Customer Service Building, located here, and if necessary, the IRS has a number of other relocation sites complete with everything a tax collector would need: sleeping cots, showers, and little stuffed calculators for them to cuddle as they drift off to sleep. In the end, though, despite plans, additional locations, leadership continuity, file backups, and enough acronyms to choke a horse, there's no way for the IRS to plan for every possibility. If all income tax collection infrastructure is truly compromised, our best indication of what might happen comes from the 1982 IRS plan designed in case of nuclear war, which proposed a temporary 20% across-the-board sales tax. And if that can't happen, it probably means we're all dead. Either way, Benjamin Franklin will have been right. Benjamin Franklin also had another famous saying: "Why waste time on the internet filling out forms and remembering passwords when you could use Dashlane and not have to worry about it?" People were really confused when he said this back in 1779, but these words really ring true today. Dashlane is the mobile and desktop app that gives you a shortcut for everything you do online. It stores all your passwords and other information behind one super secure password, then autofills them when they're needed, meaning you can breeze through sign-ins, forms, and purchases easily, quickly, and securely, especially considering it syncs across all your devices. Plus, it'll help you respond easily to breaches and hacks with personalized security alerts and more. Overall, Dashlane makes your time on the internet better, and you can try it out for free for 30 days by going to dashlane.com/HAI. There's no credit card required at sign up, and if you decide you like it, you can use the code HAI for 10% off at checkout.